guys, it's Haley and welcome back to my crochet corner. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. I've really never filmed like a business like Q&A before, so I'm excited. If you guys haven't seen my last video, it was about how I started my small business. I have a crochet small business, if you guys don't know, and I asked, and it was more general, just like about my journey and some just general tips and stuff, but I asked you guys to let me know any specific questions, and then I also posted on my Instagram. Be sure to go give me a follow on Instagram. But also on Instagram, I also posted a story where you guys asked me tons of questions over there. So we have a bunch of business questions, a bunch of crochet questions, so I'm excited to answer them. So let's get into the video. Alright, so I took screenshots of all the questions and we're just gonna go one by one and we're gonna answer all of them. So first question is, how do you balance school and having a crochet business? This is a very valid question. If you guys know, if you guys watch my TikTok lives, if you guys just are updated with my business, you guys know I'm a full-time college student. I'm majoring in psychology right now. I'm in my last year, so I'm in my last year. But this is a question I get. So I started my small business my second year in college, and it definitely took a lot of time to figure out how to balance it correctly. But as of right now, and what's been working for me for the last couple of months is so my semester my fall semester schedule is, I'm taking 5 classes. I'm taking 2 in person and 3 online. So the 2 I have in person, I have to commute to campus. It is about 45-minute drive, and I'm there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm basically there all day. So basically Tuesday, Thursday, I don't really do much crocheting. I don't do much of anything but school. But on all my other days, such as Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do school. So I have 3 online classes. So I do schooling. I like to wake up nice and early. On days I don't go to school, I like to wake up at 7, and then from 7 to noon I'll try and get as much schoolwork done as possible. And then, like I mentioned, on Tuesdays and Thursdays I go to campus, so I do a lot of work also on campus just because I'm there all day. But for instance, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'll wake up at 7, and whatever work I have left over that I have to finish for the week, I'll try and get that done between the hours of 7 and 12, so that the rest of the day I can crochet. And that's what's been really working for me. I try to get all my work done so that on Friday and Saturday I can just fully crochet. On Sunday I always have a bunch of assignments due on Sunday. So but that's honestly how I do it. When I first started my small business, it was hard to get in the mindset of kind of like putting school first, just because when you first start a small business, it takes so much time, and it was just a lot. But now that I've been doing it, it's definitely a lot easier to handle. And that's basically how I break down my day, just because college classes, depending on the class, can be a lot of work. But that's just the balance I found, that going to school 2 days, because before I was fully online in last spring semester, and it was extremely hard to balance just because I was always home. So smart move on me. In the fall I decided to go back to campus, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm just forced to get all my work done so that I can crochet the days I am home. So that is basically how I balance. Hope that was a good explanation. But let's move on to the next question. How long have you been crocheting? I learned how to crochet last year in March. Last year in March is when I learned how to do granny squares and granny square bags and all of that. So it's been a lot of time now, and now I fully do plushies. So it's crazy to think, when I first started, I did not think I would be making plushies. I don't know, bags just grabbed my attention, and I thought maybe I would also try clothes. Never tried clothes, but now we're fully plushies. But I did learn last year in March. Next question is, do you ever get overwhelmed and want to shut down your business? I would say yes. I think all small business owners in some way get overwhelmed, and if I'm ever feeling overwhelmed, I think it's just important to emphasize taking a break, because especially with small businesses that every single thing is handmade, there is burnout. there's burnout and you become unmotivated and you just don't want to do it anymore. And it's really important to, one, listen to your body and just like listening to yourself so that you can avoid burnout. And if you are in burnout, it's honestly just so important to just take a step back and just listen to your body. There's days where I do hit burnout and I won't crochet and won't feel like crocheting for a couple of days. And sometimes what I like to do if I'm unmotivated or I feel burned out, I'll sit down and either do a project for myself, or I'll sit down and make a plushie that I've been really wanting to make for a long time. And that's honestly how I honestly deal with it. It is definitely okay, and it's good to develop the mindset that you're gonna have bad days. You're not gonna feel motivated. You're not gonna want to crochet some days, and that's okay. That's just like I feel with any job, like ever. So I feel like if I am feeling unmotivated, which I do from time to time, it's just good to take a step back, do something for yourself, and yeah. So I think that's honestly the best way. So yes, I do get unmotivated, and I do things that I like to do to help me get through that little period. Next question is, where do you get your shipping supplies? So this is gonna be not like funny, but like Amazon. I get all of my small business stuff from Amazon. Amazon is a lifesaver. Literally almost everything for my business is from Amazon. So for my shipping supplies, I used to use boxes, and these are all from Amazon. So boxes, poly mailers, my label printer was from Amazon. All my label printer stickers, like the squares, the circles, the little rectangles, all of those from Amazon. The little cellophane bags, those are also from Amazon. So is my tissue paper. Literally everything is from Amazon. So literally Amazon. I've been thinking of making an Amazon storefront so that I can just put everything in there for you guys. And that'll be just more convenient. I think I might do that because I do get a lot of questions about where all my small business stuff is from. So I think it would be a good idea for me to create an Amazon storefront because everything is literally from Amazon. So let's move to the next question. Next question is, any new patterns? I am working on a new pattern. You guys can see it back there. That is a bear pattern that I'm working on. Hopefully, I took a break from it to work on market prepping like this past week, but I'm slowly picking it up again this week, and hopefully I can have a tester call next week or the week after. So stay tuned. Once again, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's where I host my tester calls, and I will definitely be having a tester call soon for that bear. My last pattern I released was the cow right there. That is Callie, and that is my Loso baby cow. And then if you guys don't know, I have a few other patterns. I have a bee, I have an octopus, and then I have, I think, 2 granny square patterns. And those are all on my Etsy if you guys want to check them out. But I am starting to get interested in pattern making some more. So I made that cow, and now I made that bear. And I'm just excited to like continue with all the pattern making. But I've been busy market prepping, so like my pattern making is on like hold a little bit, but I'm so excited. Ever since I made that cow, I'm just like, ideas keep coming, and I'm excited to do more patterns. But current pattern I'm working on is the bear that's back there. Next up is, what is your least favorite part about running your own small business? Cons instead of pros. Ooh, that's such a good question. What's my least favorite part? Oh my, wait, I'm gonna have to think about this. after thinking for a little bit, I would say my least favorite part would just honestly have to be like how much time actually goes in. Because honestly, like if you look at my life basically is school and my crochet small business. Like that is my everyday routine, and I guess that's my least favorite part. And it's also that like I always like put my small business, for instance, like before, I guess, like I don't want to say before my needs, but like I always put my small business in front of doing something that I want to do for myself, for instance. And it's just like I feel like it was especially crochet, just because everything is handmade. You guys know I crochet, I make kits, I make safety eyes, and all of it is strictly by hand, just me. Like I don't get help from anyone else. Like my small business is just me, and it is very time consuming, where I'm like, it's just like hard to phrase, just because like I don't want to seem like my life is just business, but it honestly is. Like there'll be days, for instance, where I want to sleep in, but I'm like, no, like I can't film it, I can't sleep in, because I have to finish all these products, I need to film this video, I need to edit this video, I need to do this and this and this and that. So honestly, my least favorite part is just how much time it consumes. But at the end of the day, for me, it's worth it, and I don't mind putting in all the time. It's just like sucks when you have all these things and like you just don't get them done, and you just feel defeated and like kind of like dismotivated. But in reality, just small businesses just take so much time, and I feel like I have a really bad like habit of like beating myself up if I don't do things, and like I stress myself up, and then I stay up late, and then I wake up early, and I just try to get all these things done just because it's me. And small businesses do take guys, I am sorry for the background noise. If you guys don't know, I live at home and people live here. But also a con, well, it's not really a con, but also because I'm in my bedroom. Like this is my bedroom. All of this back here is my bedroom, and then my bed is right in front of me here, and then my closet is like right there. And I've also been lately really disliking my crochet stuff in my bedroom, because I crochet so much, it gets messy so quickly, and then I always feel like my room was a complete utter disaster. And then I always feel like my room is messy, and it throws me off so bad. And I also am a college student, and I have 3 online classes, so then I never want to do work in my room, just because my room always just feels so chaotic because my crochet space is in my room. But let's move on to the next question. And that is, what inspired you to learn to crochet? So, little story time, I guess. So, like I mentioned, back in March is when I learned how to crochet. And I essentially learned how to crochet when I was going through a breakup. And I've been seeing crochet all over my For You page, and like I knew crochet was like something that took like a lot of time, and I've seen all these like TikToks of people making crochet bags. So I spent a lot of my time, because I was also away at college and I was going through a breakup, and I just like learned how to crochet, because also I seen all of this all over my my TikTok. And then I remember even creating, like before I even knew how to crochet, I remember creating around that time a whole entire like Pinterest board of just all these crochet bags and all these granny squares. And I attempted to crochet back when I was like a freshman or like a sophomore in high school. So I had like, I never threw out the crochet hooks, so I had crochet hooks. And I was just like, back in March of last year, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna commit and we're gonna learn how to crochet. And I stuck with it because I loved making granny squares and making crochet bags. So that's a little how I started. So next is, what camera do you use? So I went and I even grabbed a little box because I was not going to remember what this thing was called. But it is the Sony, it looks like that. It is the digital camera ZV-1F. And that's what it looks like. That's like the model name. But this is my camera, and my parents got me this for Christmas last year. Yeah, last year's Christmas, because I started my YouTube back in October, and then I really didn't use it, but in December I started filming, and I filmed like a 12 days till Christmas, and it was on my phone, and the quality was kind of shitty and like terrible, so I asked for a camera, and this is the one they got me. I really like it. It's really small and compact. It is not complicated by any means. It's honestly just super easy to use. I like it. It does everything I need it to, and nothing more, nothing less. And I really like it. Also, I have a bunch of like tripods. So I have like a really like tall tripod. I also recently got like a smaller tripod. And I love my camera. It's super easy and works good. So let's move on. The next question is, how long did it take to get your business to where it is now, and how did it get there? So if you want like the whole specific for how I got there, that's basically my last video, but I can basically answer it in like a little summary. So my business finally got where I wanted it to be 5 months in. So I started my business in July, and I didn't start seeing the results I was really happy with until like November, December. And so it took 5 months of just showing up and posting and going live and posting on TikTok, posting on Instagram, posting on YouTube. But I was on Etsy, so it took about, I started in July, and it took about until like November for me to finally start seeing my business like starting to take off. And it was definitely a very hard first couple of months, but I stuck with it. If you guys want to see that whole entire step-by-step journey, I definitely recommend you check out my how I started my crochet business. It was my last video. So you guys can get that entire like rundown. But so it took a few months, but I'm really happy now. And it was definitely a pretty tiring, uneventful, very just like, but if you guys put in the work, you guys will get where you want to get. And for me on Etsy, it took about 5 months for me to finally see results that I was happy with, and then it just continued inclining. And I would like to say it's still inclining to this day. So, but yeah, if you guys want to see the whole entire story behind that, definitely go check out that YouTube video. Next one is, how do you manage your time with college, crocheting, and managing business? Yeah, I already kind of dipped into that one already, but it's just honestly it comes to where I just put my schoolwork first, and I specifically dedicate Tuesdays and Thursdays once again for doing most of my work. Whatever work I don't get done, I try to get done in the mornings so that I can spend the rest of the day crocheting. And I honestly spend any time I have to crochet, I will be crocheting. Okay, next one is favorite crochet influencers. My favorite crochet influencers. Okay, so people who are literally daily inspirations for me, and people that I mainly specifically found on YouTube. Definitely Refined Vibes. She was my ultimate inspiration. That's what got me switched over and to start doing plushies, because I've seen her videos, and at the time she was doing a bunch of like market vlogs, and her booth was filled with plushies, and that's what got me to switch over and start doing plushies, and that's why I do plushies now. But I also watch Passionate Kelsey. Loved her. Wow. I love Passionate Kelsey. She is a working machine and definitely really good person to watch over on YouTube. Also, I feel like Crochet by Jenna is also a really good inspiration, especially now that I'm wanting to get into pattern making. A lot of her videos now just like bring us along for like her journey also making patterns, so I feel like that's really helpful to see and really inspiring. I also watch Cameron Kane, I think is her, and she just makes, I don't even make clothing and stuff, but like she makes such beautiful like sweaters and shirts, and she makes all these really cute little cake boxes, and I just love her whole aesthetic. She seems so sweet. Those are the ones off of the top of my head. Those are like the 4 main people I watch, but those are definitely really good inspirations. And then obviously all of my crochet friends are also inspirations. I'm gonna give a shout out to all of my crochet friends. First we have Miss Dreamy Knots Crochet, we have Ashlyn.crochets, we have Cozy Critter Crochet, Cozy Guru. Literally all of you guys, literally all of my crochet friends, literally love them all so much. And they're also inspirations. I feel like honestly all of them, guys, I can go endless about that. We have also Factory, we have Carden Crochets, my girl Bree, Aubrey, literally Ethan, Trevor, literally all of you guys who support me, and you guys also have small businesses and I get to check you guys out. You guys are all inspirations for me as well. Not just the big creators. I love all of my crochet friends, and they're a daily inspiration to see what they're working on and how they run their business, and it's honestly so amazing. Just guys, the crochet community in general is just such a big freaking inspiration. I cannot. Next is, how do you come up with video ideas? So I don't really know. Like honestly, whatever I'm doing, I just turn into a video. Like, I seriously don't, like, sit down and, like, plan my YouTube videos in advance. Like, I don't do that. I just, like, whatever I'm doing that week, I'm filming it, and that's my video. Yeah, because I really don't plan my content, like, in advance. Like, sometimes it just, like, works out. Or, like, sometimes I'll be, like, midway doing something, and I'm like, oh, like, I should turn that into a video. Like, there was just one day where I randomly decided that I wanted to make rainbow plushies. And as I was making these rainbow plushies, I was like, wait, I should make this into a YouTube video. And then I started filming that, and that turned into a video. I like to do a lot of just week of crochet. I've done a few Halloween videos. Honestly, I make videos because I also watch a lot of crocheters on YouTube. So I try to make like videos that are like something I would want to watch, like I would want to click on, you know what I mean? So like I feel like honestly all the opportunities are kind of like endless when it comes to making like content, just because there's so many different things you can do. Like you can do pattern videos, market breakdown videos, prepping for markets, doing like market booth setups, literally crochet challenges. I want to film a bunch of, I've never really filmed crochet challenges. Oh my god, I've never really filmed crochet challenge videos, but I want to get into crochet challenge videos because they seem so fun. But yeah, like guys, like right now my next YouTube video is gonna be me prepping like over 30 turtles. Like honestly, just whatever I'm doing at the time, that's just what I post, because I'm like, why not? I already know you guys are gonna love it, so I'm like, why not? And next up is, did you find it hard and stressful when first started your crochet business? I definitely, yes, it was very hard and definitely very stressful, because when you first start your business, it is so hard getting your business out there, because you're essentially like a nobody. Nobody knows about your business. Nobody knows like Crochet Corner who. Like when I first started, nobody knew who you were, and the only way people are gonna know who you are is by marketing. And especially when you first start, it is so hard to start building a following, and it becomes really stressful, and you do get really unmotivated. But at the end of the day, the only way you're gonna grow is if you stick with it and do it. Because yes, like some people can become like an overnight success, but in reality, that's just not the case. In reality, it takes a while for you to start getting up there. For instance, it took me about 5 months until I consistently started getting orders. And those first like 5 months were so dreadful. Literally 3 orders, 5 orders, and all of that. So it's definitely really extremely dreadful. And yes, you guys may be like, Haley, at least that's 4 orders, at least that's 5 orders. But a lot of my orders also when I first started were patterns. So it was definitely really stressful because I was making all of these crochet bags that took like between like 12 and 15 hours to make. And they were just sitting here. Nobody was buying them. And I was like filming content and stuff. But honestly, when you first start, it's just really stressful just because you're essentially a nobody. And it's just all about marketing and sticking with it because it's not all going to happen overnight. And I think that's the most important thing to... Guys, scam likely? But I think that's what... It's important to have the mindset of the work you put in. You have to put in work for you to get where you want to be. Because you open a business... Overnight, you're not going to have thousands of followers. You're not going to have hundreds of sales overnight. It's something that you have to build over time. And that's something you have to keep putting your work in, keep putting your energy in until you get there. Until you get where you feel, like, oh my god, brain fart. But it's just keep on building until you get where you want to reach and still continue to thrive. So yes, it is stressful, but it's just something that you just have to have a positive mindset about because small businesses are lots of work and success will not happen overnight. So I think that's just really important to think about. Next is, do you recommend starting an online crochet business through Etsy or TikTok shop? So I also talked about this a little bit in my last video, but if you were to ask me TikTok versus Etsy, I started off on Etsy, and once again on Etsy, it took me about 5 months to take off, essentially. And the thing is, Etsy does have fees. Etsy has like 3 different types of fees, and it's not as bad if you like, if you raise your prices, because now Etsy has a feature where you can put your price and it'll calculate how much you get afterwards. So it's really easy to tweak your prices so that you can get what you actually want to get for your products. And so that's the one thing. Etsy does have fees, but you can essentially like overcome them depending on how you price. But then also the good thing about Etsy is that Etsy markets your stuff for you, and you don't have to do all your marketing for yourself. Etsy does market your page for you. And another good thing about Etsy, especially for small businesses and especially for crochet, Etsy is a platform that is known for that. Etsy is known for small business, and especially something like crochet, people know to go to Etsy to look for that. And I think that's also a really good bonus about Etsy, is because it's just such a good platform for small businesses to thrive. And then I've never really like dipped into Etsy ads, but Etsy also does have ads. I don't really know much about Etsy ads, but you can also have Etsy ads for your business as well. So that's my little take on Etsy. TikTok shop, I was able to thrive right from the get-go just because I already had a following on TikTok. So as soon as I opened up my shop, it was really easy for me to start getting sales on there. TikTok shop, I would say I do like a lot more than Etsy, just because I do TikTok live. So before, I would go on TikTok live and I would be like, hey guys, like if you guys are interested in anything in the back, you guys can check out my Etsy. You guys have to go to my TikTok page, click the link in the bio, and then click on Etsy, and that'll take you to my shop. And that's how I would have to get people to go to my Etsy. And that's a lot more work to get people to leave your live, go to your link that will take you to the shop. That's just essentially a lot more work, and not everybody that comes across you is willing to take those extra steps to get there. TikTok Shop is very convenient because, once again, I do TikTok Live. It's just so much easier because TikTok Shop links to your TikTok Live and people can shop right on your live. People don't have to go anywhere and they can join right from your live. So I do really like that. And also, TikTok Shop fees are a lot less than Etsy fees. So it's honestly such a win-win. And also, when you post TikToks, you can also link your products and people can buy from there. The only thing is, I feel like if you do have a TikTok shop, you do have to build like a reputation on there, just because it's more skeptical. People are not gonna be like, oh, like TikTok for crochet items, you know? It's just not as known for that like Etsy is. So I feel like for people to buy from your shop, especially if you have a TikTok shop, I feel like you have to have more, I guess, credibility. People are gonna need to know who's behind the shop, and I feel like that's why TikTok Live is a really good way to do that, because people see you in real time. People can interact with you, ask you questions, they can actually see the plushies and stuff, and people feel, I guess, more secure buying when they actually see the person also who's behind the small business. And I would say that as compared to if you don't go live, I necessarily don't know how well, I guess, your business will do, just because all my crochet friends that use TikTok Shop, they all do TikTok Live, and that's honestly the best way you are going to get sales if you use TikTok. If you use TikTok Shop and you don't go live, I really don't know how to tell you how well that's gonna go, just because I've never done that and I don't know other individuals who do that. But that's honestly the differences on the two. I definitely really do prefer TikTok Shop over Etsy, but they do both have their pros and cons. Next up is, what's your favorite thing to crochet? I love making crochet cows. Crochet cows are one of my favorite things to make, which is why I made my own little baby cow pattern. But I don't know what it is, but I love making cows, and I've also been really into making dragons. And I'm so sad just because dragons take so long, but they're so pretty. They always come out so beautiful, and I'm also really starting to like making dragons. But next is, what was it like to start a crochet business? How did you prep for it? By the way, love your videos. Thank you. But how was it like to start, and how did you prep? Okay, so when I first did like my crochet bags, I would crochet a bunch of bags and then I would do like a launch. But my launches always flopped because I was essentially, again, a nobody, and nobody knew about my business. So that's how I used to go about it before. When I started doing plushies, I would just like make things and just put them up, and depending on what would sell, I would focus on those items. And then so that's essentially like how I prepped. Also, when I started getting into making plushies, I was doing that, and then I also started doing a lot of markets. So I prepped, if you guys know, I kind of market prep like crazy. I have like a little problem when it comes to market prepping. I like excessively market prep. I don't know, it's just like in me. Like, I have a problem and I excessively market prep. So I always end up making so much more than what I need for a market, which I'm not complaining, because then I have that stuff in my shop. So ideally, a lot of the plushies that I usually have in my shop are plushies that don't sell at markets, or like plushies I have left over from markets and from market prepping. And that's honestly how I stock my shop. Like, all the plushies that are back there. So my shop was empty because I haven't had markets for months and all of my plushies have been selling. So I went into my market prep bin, and plushies I don't think I'm going to bring to markets anymore. I just went and I slapped them back there. So all those plushies, you guys saw them just pop up overnight. But I essentially had all of those, and all of those were like leftover from market prepping. So ideally, my shop is mainly filled with stuff because I market prep, and I market prep so much. I always have so many things that are left over that I can put into my shop, and that's why a lot of my time my shop looks really jam-packed. It's just because of market prepping. Next is, will you ever start selling custom hooks? I personally don't think I would. Like, I know there's some small businesses where they make like hooks and like they make like Ami sticks with like the little silicone like beads and stuff, but honestly, I don't know. I don't think I would. I definitely want to dip into different things. If you guys know, I crochet, I make crochet patterns, I make crochet kits, and I started doing glitter safety eyes. So I really do like the whole like dipping into all like these different aspects that are still under like crochet. But I don't know. I've never really thought about it, so my answer is going to be no for right now, just because I've never really thought about it. But I definitely think it's something that's really interesting and could be really exciting to do. But as of right now, I really haven't thought of it. Next is, what was your first crochet project? My first crochet project was a crochet bag. I made like a little gray like little tiny shoulder bag, and that was my first ever like crochet project. My first ever crochet plushie was a turtle. So like you guys know, I knew how to make bags, so I wanted to learn how to do plushies, and I had my heart set out on making a turtle. And I decided to do this like at 12 a.m. I did not go to bed until 3 a.m. I was making this turtle. It was an experience. It was tragic. Tears were shed, and I was stressed because I didn't know turtles are definitely not beginner friendly. I did not know that. But my first project was a turtle, and I have a YouTube video recreating my first ever crochet plushies, and I recreated that turtle. And after the turtle, I was like, I need something easy, so then I tried an octopus. So those are like my first 2 ever like crochet plushies. I have a whole YouTube video about that. But how many times a week are you supposed to post on IG to reach more people? If you guys know, I have Instagram, obviously. I don't know how to use it. Well, how to say I know how to use Instagram, but I don't know how to use Instagram successfully. I've tried so many things. I've tried posting reels. I've tried posting pictures. I don't know. I feel like Instagram is definitely by far the hardest platform to grow. And I don't know how people do it. I don't know. I feel like it's really hard. But I do want to start posting on it more. And that's going to be my goal for these next few months, to try and build up my Instagram more. So if I'm able to successfully do it, I can hopefully answer this question in the future. But as of right now, just whatever I post on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts, I also post that to Instagram. I post pictures on Instagram and kind of like build like a crochet portfolio on there. But I don't have a crazy amount of following on there, and I wouldn't say I'm really successful with using Instagram, but yeah. Next question is, easy or quick crochet? Oh my god. Easy or quick patterns to crochet? So, some nice and easy ones. I'm just gonna name all the ones I've been market prepping because they're all super quick and easy. All from Jade has so many amazing ones. She has an octopus, a shark, a whale, a jellyfish. The Mabel, the chicken pattern, Oak and Marlowe chicken pattern, that one's also really quick. The sea turtle I've been prepping this last week from Old Soul Factory, that one's also a really quick make. Honestly, just bees are also quick. Oh, pocket frogs and also leggy frogs are also quick patterns. So those are a few. Okay, next. I think these may be the last couple of questions we're coming up on, but let me turn my phone sideways so I can read it. Okay. Next is, where did you get your little white market stand that you use for your octopi? That is from, what is that store called? Walmart. Walmart, a lot of people use this, this white rack. A lot of you guys might know what it is, but it's just like that classic, like, it's so perfect because it completely collapses. Like, you could take all the pieces and they all, like, it's so freaking good for market prepping. Not for market prep, for markets, just because you can take it down and, if, like, the pieces, just, it's so easy to transport. But, it's from Walmart. Next is, how do you go about charging for stuff? I'm having a super hard time with that. I feel like I also have a really hard time pricing my stuff, but I'll tell you guys what I do. I get this question a lot, so listen up. So this is how I price my things. So I like to categorize my plushies into categories. So I have extra small, small, medium, large, and then like jumbo is like a whole different like scenario. But extra small, small, medium, large. So for my things that are extra small, they're between 5 and 8. And if they're low sell or like less work, then they're 5. If they're a little bit more work or have special details and stuff, then they're 8. Then I have my smalls, which are typically either 12 or 15. Once again, if they're less work, they're 12. If they're a little bit more work, then they're 15. And then my medium is typically between 20 and 30. Once again, just depending on the plushie, depending on the pattern, depends where it falls in between 20 and 30. And then my large things are just like typically like 35 plus. And once again, that just depends on the pattern. Once again, if it's less work, like less sewing and all of that, it's lower down, and then more expensive, it's up. But also just like that, if I do like those little categories, they all typically take around the same time if they're in that category. Well, not like the same time, but you guys know what I mean. But I just do that little range just because you can make two things that are the same size, but they necessarily wouldn't have taken the same amount of time. That's why for each little size, I like to do a range just for if things are the same size, but one's less work and one's more work, I have two different prices for that instead of trying to have like a medium price for both of them, you know what I mean? So that's just how I price my things. That's what I've been doing, and I guess that's what's been working for me. So we're gonna move to the next. It says, hey, I love your videos and I really wanted to start my own crochet business, but I don't know where to start. My main question is where you record your videos, what platform do you use, where do you upload from? Okay, so this is basically asking how do I, so I film my videos on a camera. Once again, this is the camera that I use. It is the Sony digital camera ZV-1F. And it looks like that, and I film it on there. And then it has like, obviously like the little, guys, I don't know the terminology, but the little SD card, I don't know, the little memory card? Yeah, so I have a little memory card, and I can show, hold on, let me move this stuff. So I have a MacBook Air also, and basically you have a camera. I have two of these just because I think it's convenient to have multiple just in case you're filming different videos. Oh my god. So you have your little you're gonna have a little memory card, looks like that. Then you're gonna have like your little guys, I don't know what all this stuff is called, but you're gonna have your little adapter where you put your little card in. And then I have a MacBook Air, and this is where I used to get these files onto my computer, and I use this little gadget, and basically your little card fits into there just like that, and then you plug this into your computer, and then your files go onto your computer. And right now I use Adobe Premiere to edit my videos. There's tons of different platforms. There's CapCut. There's, if you have a MacBook, there's like the iMusic like one. But that's honestly my process. Obviously you record, you have your files on here, I connect it into here, connect it onto my computer, and then you just pull it up in whatever platform you use for editing. There's many different ones. Which one you use is honestly dependent on which platform you like better. Each platform offers something slightly different, I would assume. And then I get a lot of questions also about where I get my music. I get my music from Slip.Stream, and it's like $9.99 a month, and you get access to all their music, all their little sounds and stuff, and I use that, and that's also been working. And that one's really easy to just connect with your YouTube so that you don't get copyright. But that is how that whole process goes down. And then before, when I used to film on my phone, I would just film on my phone, and I would have CapCut downloaded on my phone, and I would just use that to like edit. Next, I think this is the last question. Yes, it is. here's the last question. It says, would you do a video on how you design your own patterns for plushies? I really wanted to learn, but I find it hard to understand. Okay, so I definitely could. If you guys are interested, let me know if you guys are interested in a pattern making video. I'm currently working on a pattern, so I definitely could film myself talking about the whole process I'm doing with this bear pattern. So I definitely could film videos like that. I definitely want to put out tutorials on my channel, just like in general, because a lot of people ask me if I have tutorials. I'm like, no, sorry. But I think that would be fun to film tutorials. And I think, and honestly, would be fun for me to talk about pattern making, just because I've never filmed a video like that, and I am starting to get into pattern making. So I think that would definitely be a fun idea. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed already, guys. We hit 7K today, which is so exciting. My goal is honestly, I want to hit 10K by the end of the year. And I definitely think we can do it if we try. So please, if you guys aren't subscribed, or if you guys don't know, just please go check down below. And I think that would be a really fun goal to see if we can hit 10K subscribers by the end of the year. I'm gonna really try and push towards that, and I would be excited if we can hit that. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. So I will see you guys in the next video. So bye everyone.